Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I feel very happy to see you, Prabhu.
We've missed you.
It's my good fortune.
You were with Dear Krishna Maharaj?
Yeah. That was a nice program we had.
I'm sure it was, but we missed you terribly. Terribly.
Please bless me.
I'm so glad to have you back.
Thank you. I feel very grateful to Lalita Prabhu and his wonderful wife, Mother Tejaswini Devi Dasi, for hosting this program for a while. And joyfully, when I come, they smile, means they are happy.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, I would feel not comfortable. So I appreciate that. Because recently in the visit, we went to different devotees' house also there, but they are all joyful. Of course, spiritual happiness is not necessarily smile. In separation also they enjoy. But in the material world, that's all we know. Somebody is happy, they smile. Also, I'm very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving such a wonderful association of devotees all over the world called Hare Krishna Society Temple Community. You can literally go to any big city, there's a group of devotees who cares for spiritual life, and they come and they just participate and make the joyful, wonderful journey for each of us to progress further. So, as we are going on the second week with the Gaur Tattva, so beginning, if we all remember, Gantre Raramba Kari Mangala Charan, Guru Vaishna Bhagavan Tinera Smaran, in order to evoke the auspiciousness in our spiritual life, when we get up from the bed or ignorance, whatever, for you, you immediately evoke by remembering three personalities: Guru, Vaishnava, and Krishna. In this case, Mahaprabhu, more, Radha Krishna together. And he is eager to give. Krishna, you have to surrender, Prabhupada says. Mahaprabhu, you don't have to surrender, just ask for it. So it's so nice. By remembering these three personalities, we make our life success and we make others also life success. So this is the very important. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Just to refresh. Jadaddaita Brahma Manishanidhi Tadupasata Nubhaja Atmantrajami Purusha Sahasansa Vibhavo Sada Ishwarja Purna Bhagavan Jasaya Mayam Na Chaitanya Krishna Jagati Paratatta Paramiha. This is one verse, so beautiful. That whatever you see, perceive or heard or anything that exists, that existential origin is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bodily effulgence. It gives the existence of anything or everything. Jat Advaita, and this is non-dual substance. You cannot separate this world from Lord Chaitanya. Krishna is also in this world. Generally we think God is transcendental beyond the nature. Generally we think yes, is above three modes, yeah? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came to teach us that immense is God in the nature. Anything you seeing, astonishing, everything, that's also Krishna. So last week we discussed that we develop love to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the world, not jumping over the fence of material world we think will reach. No. You serve wherever you are. Just chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, gather together, cook some bhoga, offer it to the Lord. So Mahaprabhu suggested that we should worship him in the world, with the world. with the world in a sense. What do you have? You don't have any spiritual. Everything is material. But everything has a connection with Krishna. So you serve in the world, with the world. And how? Through the world. Through the world means you have a body, isn't it? You have a mind. They are a product of material nature. But they are also originally connected with Krishna. So if we use them, then life is perfect. Krishna consciousness will appear. Anybody can do it. Literally, anybody. So that's Advaitam, Brahma Upanishadi, Tadupashuttanuma. Even those who are Karmi, Jnani and Paramatma, Yogi, they are searching after super soul. This verse says, Jat Advaita Brahma Upanishadi, Tadupashuttanuma, Jo Atma Antarjami, Purusha Sahasamsa Viva. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Paramatma right now. Full-fledged in the heart of all living beings. When he is gone, then the partial. So better take advantage. And that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is possessor of all six opulences in complete all the time. These all three combined is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we should take shelter of him. And then what did Rupa Goswami Pad came to give us? This is a beautiful, the fourth verse. Anarpita charim chirat karunaya vatirna kalau samarpaitum unnata ujjala rasa sabhakti sriyam hari purata dute kadamba sandipito sadaridaya kandare spuratu vasachinandana. This is such a wonderful. I mean, I don't have to do anything, but no, that's not true. I have to consciously invite the Lord. So Rupa Goswami Pad wrote this verse and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami put it in Chaitanya Charitamrita at the beginning. Mahaprabhu felt a little awkward because he got caught that he is the one who is the distributor of Krishna consciousness. So Rupa Goswami Pad says, may the Supreme Lord, this is translation of Srila Prabhupada very graciously. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Mother Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chamber of your heart. Of your heart means every soul's heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. The most sublime, radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Of course, this is how Prabhupada translate. That means it is actually under Radharani's guidance. The way Prabhupada translated, if you look at it, the Prabhupada said the mellow of conjugal love. The other rosas are not even addressed here. This is a secret, Prabhupada's mercy. And then, what do you have to do? He says you have to chant his name and memorize. Very good. So we'll begin from today's question. So today's question began with the today is March 24th. We sent 9 questions, 7 questions, 9 questions. First question is, what is the nature of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy? Second is, how can one attain Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy easily? Third is, why do we need Lord Chaitanya's mercy? That's a good question. Why do we need? And fourth is, how can we know the conclusion of the scriptures? And fifth is, how Gauranga deliver everyone? Then comes, what is the destination of one who worship Lord Krishna or any other incarnation but ignore Lord Chaitanya's worship? Then question comes, what happens if someone misses the opportunity of Krishna consciousness movement? We'll discuss that. And then text 8 is, question 8 is, who cannot access the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Oh, some people may not be able to get it. We'll give a reference. We're not going to just say. to say where it is from. Is it possible that Lord Gauranga is the enjoyer of Rasa dance? I won't say yes or no until we come to that.
He's Bhagavan Sri Krishna.
He is Krishna. We are not arguing. I learned something from Biri Krishna Maharaj. All these years that I did not know how to grasp it more sweetly, that to relish Srimati Radharani's mood, you need only Srimati Radharani's mood, bhava. I mean, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu needed, not me. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu needed Radharani's bhava. Why did he need the kanti or the effulgence or her body color? So all these years, one sannyasi gave a little story. He said, oh, there was some pastimes, and I asked for the reference where Krishna gave the color also. I mean, Radharani gave the color to him. I said, that sounds very good, but where is the reference? He said, I heard it. I said, this hearing business will not work because we have to have, otherwise, what's the difference with speculation?
We need praman.
You know what I mean? We need a praman. And believe me, with the praman, I feel very secure because I don't have to worry about it. Even the Cormy, intelligent guy said, Jimmy Carter, he said, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember. I was like, wow, he's smart. That's true. I like that. Yeah, I like that. So, what is the nature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Okay, we'll begin with this. Here is the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the supreme absolute truth. And he started relishing different transcendental mellow through different incarnation. As a Vishnu incarnation, lying down in Vaikuntha, we heard the whole details. I'm just going to touch a little bit. Where where Lord Narayan wanted to fight, but there was nobody to fight in Vaikuntha because in Vaikuntha there is no enemy. So Joy Vijay felt their life is useless if they don't serve the Lord in that. So they choose to come as a Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So that next pastimes as a Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj gave such a wonderful feeling to Nishingadev that Lord developed a desire. I want to be like a child. I want to experience that taste. So there is a greed. Everything we have here is a dictionary of the spiritual world or reflection. Anyway you go. Means it's not origin. You will be disappointed with the dictionary. I mean, if you are hungry and you see a nice magazine with a nice picture of food, it doesn't satisfy your stomach. You really need the substance. Picture can do a little bit, maybe, not much. So this world will not satisfy our need. That we want to serve the Master who is so wonderful, and in reciprocation we remain eternally happy. So from that, that Nishingadev and Prahlad Vatsalya Ras desire for Vatsalya Ras manifested, and then Lord expanded further that from that moment, according to Gaur Govinda Maharaj, no incarnation ever had a parents before. Matsya, Kurma, they never had. Varaha, you never see them. You know, born from a nose, he was scratching all of a sudden, thumbs up. When giant body in the sky. But nobody calls Brahmaji as a father of Varaha. Nobody. No Acharya, never. Or any Shastra, never say. So then further it goes that in Lord Ramchandra's Leela, in that case, Lord Ramchandra's Leela, the Lord relished the beautiful servitorship parents, but the real friendship he was not relishing. So in Krishna Leela we discuss how Krishna actually released the friendship with all the coward boys. Any amount you can, any way you think, Krishna enjoyed. But there was an unfulfilled three desire. What caused Krishna to come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, beautiful beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's contribution to our life in this Kali Yuga, that while he is relishing himself, which is only rightful ownership by himself, for himself, of himself. But he broke that. He's allowing every conditioned soul to get in and taste that. That is the greatest. Holy name was there before Mahaprabhu came, but Mahaprabhu did two things on the holy name. One thing is that he changed the format so that anybody can chant. One doesn't have to be born Brahman to chant. And second is, he endowed the love of Godhead with the holy name, which was never given. So these are the two reasons. So that's why it is the natural. And Mahaprabhu is literary. Whether somebody is qualified, patra or patra na kore bichar. Whether somebody qualified, not qualified, give. And Nityananda Prabhu is a sample distributor. Sample distributor means sometimes when you go to a big supermarket, you may not want what is the new product. They say, no, it's free, just try it. Oh, it's good. Nityananda Prabhu is a sample distributor. He just attracts. That's why I said again and again, when Jayabhadra Maharaj was asked, how do you get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? And he says, how can you escape from the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? I love that answer. It was so nice. So another question was asked, how can one attain the Gauranga's mercy? Kono bhagye kono jive shraddha jodi hai, tabe se jeev Gauranga bajaye. Dasara se Gauranga bajaye. Dasa paripakke jabe jive hridaye, si madhur rasane muktiman hai. Se samay bhajaniya tatta gaurahari, Radha Krishna rupe hai prajay avatari. The translation paraphrase of this verse is, but somehow or other you have to come in contact with devotee. That's all. Somehow or other, through the book, through the holy name, through prasadam, you have to come in contact with devotee. Without devotee, there is no distribution of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada's book is nothing but Prabhupada himself, his expression manifesting through the book. So we have to somehow or other, and then when you come with the devotee association, you become fortunate, and then you take the process. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is your eternal master and your servant. No need other rasa. No need. No need to speculate. Am I monkey or donkey, whatever? Am I Golok Vrindavan, or am I a coward boy or a girl? No need to speculate. Why? Because whatever is inside, it will come out. You cannot pull out something is not there. What is the proof? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Gunai Savanadi Suddha Chitte Karayodar. Very nice. Then question came also, why do we need Lord Chaitanya Prabhu's mercy? Well, Prabhus and mothers, or all the ladies and the monkeys, donkeys, all the animals, even trees everywhere. Nobody likes to suffer and nobody likes to take birth, death, old age, disease. And this is what Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila chapter 3.77 explain. Sankirtana Pravartaka Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sankirtana Jaknitare Bhaje Seidhanna Seita Sumedar Kubuddhi Samsar Sarva Jagna Haite Krishna Nam Jagnasar. Prabhus, just take advantage of this holy name festival or Sankirtan movement, Krishna consciousness movement. Make your life successful. Otherwise, you will remain poor and hungry. Have you ever eaten? I always say that. Have you ever eaten soup with the forks? Did you ever try? You tried? What happened?
It was cream soup.
If you try watery soup with the forks, what happened? No, you're going to eat. But what will happen to you?
You will still be hungry.
Yeah, very good, smart. You'll stay hungry and busy. This is called material world enjoyment. Everybody is busy or lazy. They just never get anything real, tangible forever. So there, this verse it says, proper translate, must endure the cycle of repeated birth and death. Otherwise, they will be doomed. Sounds scary. How can one know the conclusion of the scriptures? Very nice. It's a nice question. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 2.1. Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Bande Bala Pijat Anugraha Tarena Nana Mato graha vektam siddhanta sagara. Srila Prabhupada translate, I offer my obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even an ignorant, I'm now happier, more happier. Even an ignorant can swim across the material ocean. And by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even this ignorant child can swim across the ocean of conclusive truth, which is filled with the crocodiles of various theories. Can you imagine that metaphor? Crossing the ocean, it's filled with crocodiles, sharks. And here it says, by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, even a child who doesn't know how to swim can cross. Wow, what kind of mercy is that? So there is a beautiful, in Adilila chapter 4, text 233. Hridaye dharaye je chaitanya nityananda, esava siddhanta se paire ananda, esava siddhanta hai amrera pallava, bhakta gana kokile sarvada pallava, abhakta usverithe nahaye pravesh, tabe chitte hai mor ananda vishesh. There's a little clue about it. Srila Prabhupada translation is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, anyone who has captured Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Nityananda and Nityananda Prabhu within his heart becomes blissful by hearing all these transcendental conclusions. These conclusions are like a newly grown twigs of a mango tree in that they are always pleasing to the devotees, which is the way resembles cuckoos. We have cuckoos here in Alachma. Cuckoos, they love eating those buds of mango buds. Crows will never eat that. Crows will eat you from your garbage can, trash. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, if you are like a camel-like non-devotees, anybody understand this metaphor, camel-like non-devotees? Camel eats, what is the highest enjoyment they have? They are in the desert.
Thorns.
Yes. They eat thorn because thorn goes inside and poke their tongue and the throat, and blood comes out. They say, wow, in the hot summer, salty water, very tasty. But they are eating their own blood. They think the thorn is actually giving them the pleasure. These are called karma kandis. These are called karmis. The whole world is filled with them. So here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, the camel-like non-devotee, however, cannot enter into these topics of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, there is a special jubilation within my heart. Otherwise, they will exploit these scriptures. Luckily, we have a Bhaktivedanta archive, no future, somebody intervened. But who knows? People could just manipulate. Sometimes even demon may take shelter in the movement and just to disrupt. You never know. Prabhupada says that some envious people will join in the movement. We don't need to serve. Just like this Prabhupada said in chapter Adilila chapter 4, you can see in the part. It's a little scary. We don't need to serve, Prabhupada said, to those envious to join sometime to just draw attention. How can Gauranga deliver everyone? By holy name. There's a beautiful, but there's a little process is given. Amapati sneha jodi thake savakar, Krishna boy na boliba na bolaiba ar. The first duty of the new bhakta, when they join, to accept the subordination of a senior authority. It's a guru or shiksha guru or bhatma padarshak guru, whoever it is, the senior guidance, they have to accept. When they accept, something mystical happen in their heart. They develop some affection for Mahaprabhu. This is Mahaprabhu's own word. He says, Amaprati sneha jodi thake savakar. When they develop their affection for me, that time they should be allowed to chant Hare Krishna. Not before. Interesting. See, in other words, not everybody gets benefit by chanting because they don't have a proper method. We should depend on Panchatattva, name, to chant Hare Krishna. Even though we are chanting Hare Krishna, but we are thinking by their mercy only, by their mercy, by Mahaprabhu's mercy, by Mahaprabhu's mercy. This thought should be there, that I'm allowed to chant. Then if the journey will be very easy and we'll go back home, back to God without any delay. Chaitanya Nityananda nahe sab vichar namalaite premandaye bohe osudhar. He said, even chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, another fault is that there is offense involved. If somebody don't take shelter of Panchatattva. But Srila Prabhupada translates in Adi Leela 8.31-32. If one only chant with some slight faith, what is slight? Lighter than slight, very little. Faith, the holy name of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, very quickly he is cleansed of all offenses. So let's do 3 times. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada writes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the independent Supreme Personality of Godhead, is greatly magnanimous. Unless one worship Him, one can never be. Be very careful worshipping other gods so much. Now, how Mahaprabhu going to deliver? He will reincarnate 2 more times in this Kali Yuga. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya-lila 27.47. Arodoi janma sankirtana rambe haiva tumar putra ami avilambe moro archa murti mata tumi se dharani jibbarupa mata tumi namer janani ei dui janma mor sankirtana rambe dui Toro putra rahe avilambe. The translation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Mother Sachi the time of taking sannyas, that night discussion. Birth after birth, you are my mother. Again in this birth, I have come to begin the Sankirtan movement. So I have become your son. My appearance in this world is twofold. I appear as the Archa Murti, worshipable deity, and the holy name. So Mahaprabhu is taking birth every day. Whoever is fortunate, whoever comes in contact with the devotees, they start chanting, Mahaprabhu take birth there in the form of holy name. Whoever install the deity, Mahaprabhu take birth as a deity. Beautiful, huh? This verse. In both this form, I am worshipped. In these 2 features, I have appeared in order to spread this Sankirtan movement. So nice. Sankirtana Pravartaka Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sankirtana Jagnatara Bhaje Chaitanya Seito Somedhar Kubuddhi Samsar Sarva Jagna Haite Krishna Nama Jagnasar. Amongst all the performances you do, anything you do from morning till evening or night till next morning, one thing superior to all is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What is the destination of one who worships Lord Krishna but is ignorant or ignore the glories of Lord Chaitanya? Wow, scared. You want the easiest answer? I don't know. That's up to Krishna. But we are not satisfied, so we are digging some information. We found the answer. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela chapter 8.8.9-12. पूर्वे जैसे जरासंध आदि राजा गण वेद धर्म करी करे विष्णु र पूजन कृष्ण नाही माने तते दैत्य करी मानी चैतन्य ना मानिले तैसे दैत्य तारे जानी हेन कृपा माय चैतन्य ना भजे जय जान सर्वोत्तम हईले तारे असुरे गण. I mean, I hope everybody understood. Otherwise, I'll read the translation. So you feel really self-examination if you have those kind of mentality. So question is, who will be deprived of Mahaprabhu's mercy? Formerly, even kings like Jarasandha strictly followed the Vedic rituals. Thus, worshipping Lord Vishnu, one who does not accept Krishna as the supreme person of Godhead, is certainly a demon. Now, today I was just thinking actually that what is the demon? The conception of demon in the West are not so familiar. Generally, this is what I understand. Demon, they think here like somebody has a sharp teeth, like maybe pointy ear, some kind of a mohawk or something. I don't mean to insult anyone if somebody has that kind of. But that's not what demon means. Is that nature or inclination? Because there is a famous verse in Chaitanya Bhagavat also. Now I'm begging everyone, please do not judge when you hear this. It's not good because you may commit offense. It says, Kali Juge Rakshasa Viprer Gorbe. Kali Juge Rakshasa Viprer Gore Janmivek Sujaner Hingsa Goriba. In Kali Yuga, the Rakshasa, his mentality demon, they will take birth amongst the Hare Krishna community. Why? Because they are envious to us. So they'll take birth here to go against it. So it will like disrupt. Now, if we see somebody like this, that doesn't mean we should be like identify, labeling. You are that guy, according to that scripture, or you are that girl. No, it did not say. It says that the mentality, but bhakti is so powerful. Jarati asu nirginnam analojata. Kapil Dev said, Jarati asu. Bhakti is so powerful, it's like a blazing fire. Even deadly poisonous snake in that fire can burn into ashes. Bhakti is so powerful, chanting Hare Krishna is so powerful that all those demoniac nature will be purified. So we should always chant Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Then Srila Prabhupada writes, even kings like Jarasandha strictly followed the Vedic rituals. Prabhupada right here, worshipping Lord Vishnu. One who does not accept Krishna as the supreme person of Godhead is certainly a demon. So, everybody understand? Jarasandha was worshipping Vishnu, but did not accept Krishna. As a result, he is considered demon. And he was deprived of Krishna's mercy. Of course, he doomed. Similarly, Prabhupada writes, one who does not accept Lord Chaitanya as Krishna, same Supreme Lord, is also considered a demon. One who does not show respect to the merciful Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, does not worship him, should be considered a demon. Even that person is very exalted in human society. Will be deprived of Krishna consciousness. Now, this is just a simple note. I'm not going to elaborate on this because that itself is a beautiful concept, but it takes a long time because I have to finish the class at 7. I'll come back. This is from Madhya chapter 9. Those who are listening online, 289. Sipad dharamora gusai sambandha tahavina annatra nahi premer gandha. We are not judgmental or sentimental. We are trying to remain transcendental. When we read this, Prabhupada translate, Your Holiness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is talking to Sonoriya Brahman. Your Holiness is certainly related to Sri Madhavendra Puri, without whom there is no fragrance of ecstatic love. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur remarks that up to the advent of His Holiness Sripad Lakshmipati Tirtha, it was the system in the disciplic succession of Madhacharya to worship Lord Krishna alone. After Srila Madhavendra Puri, worship of both Radha and Krishna was established. So it's a very nice key point given. For this reason, Sri Madhavendra Puri is accepted as the root of worship in ecstatic love. You got it? Until Madhavendra Puri, they were worshipping only just Krishna. Unless one is connected to the disciplic succession, this is a key point. This is really, I feel like, pounding, but we should not be judgmental to other Vaishnavas, other groups. It says, unless one is connected to the disciplic succession of Madhavendra Puri, there is no possibility of awakening the symptom of ecstatic love of period. So does not matter wherever that Vaishnava is listening this, please try to connect with Krishna consciousness movement. Take as a Shiksha Guru or something, otherwise not possible. Of course, we should not judge because they are also Vaishnava. Krishna will guide them from it. Next question, what happens if someone misses the opportunity to obtain Krishna consciousness as established by Lord Chaitanya? Okay. There's a nice answer given also in Antalila, 3rd chapter 254. Chaitanya avatar vanne vahe premamrita vanna savaji premabhase prithvi haila dhanna. Ei vanna jena bhase sei jiva char koti kalpe ko. Wow, scary. When just think, koti kalpa. One kalpa is 1 day of Brahma. And koti means 10 million day of Brahma. Tahar naiko nista. Okay, let's see the Prabhupada's translation. He said, there is now flood. Do you see the flood? Yes. There's a flood. It's a subtle spiritual flood all over the universe. Right now in this planet, there is a flood of Krishna consciousness. All living entities are floating in that flood. The entire world is now thankful to Lord. Whoever does not float in this inundation is most condemned. That's how Prabhupada translates. Further, such a person cannot be delivered for millions of lifetime of Brahma. Millions of lifetime of Brahma. Yeah, that's it. That's the word. That's called Nitya Bhatta. Should I read the translation again? The entire world is now floating. Whoever does not float, that means some people will not be floating. Whoever does not float, Prabhupada says, you can look at the translation, in this inundation is most condemned. What is most condemned? Such a person cannot be delivered for millions of lifetimes of Lord Brahma. Scary. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please mercy. But I guess in the free will, it's like what God does, they give it, Prabhupada give that example to, what's his name? Oh, Krishna. Chaban Muni, Chaban Rishi passed away. He was a sannyasi. Prabhupada said, Chaban. In Bengali, we call Chaban. Yeah. That Guru can be the most powerful, strong. You can be Hercules or whoever you think, Muhammad Ali, I don't know, whoever is the strongest. If the person in the well does not hold the rope, this strength on the top cannot do anything. Hold the rope, I can't. Gurudev, you do everything. Gurudev cannot do anything. Gurudev is very powerful, strong. But when the rope you have to hold, if you don't hold, you cannot. This, what is holding rope means? Sadhan bhakti. Practice, practice every day. Practice, practice. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasana Gaur Bhakta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. question, two more questions. Who cannot access the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What a question. Today is like a little bit shocking. Next week should be a more blissful question. But it is there. This is from Adilila chapter 7.29. I read the sloka. Mayavadi Karmanishta. I hope nobody belongs to that group, six types of living entity will not get Krishna consciousness. Mayavadi Karmanishta Kutarkhigan Nindak Pasandi Jata Parva Abham Esa Mahadaksha. They are also expert. What? Dhaya Palaya Shei Banna Te Savare Churite Narila. Srila Prabhupada's translation, the impersonalist, fruitive workers, false logicians, blasphemers. What is false logician? They just argumentative. Speculator. Non-devotees. What? Non-devotees. These are all non-devotees. But there is another category non-devotees. Oh, Pashandi. Means they are worshipper of God. See, Pashandi actually means they are worshipper of God, but they think they are all one. All God are one. So even worshipper of God, not necessarily, unless they come to Krishna consciousness. Okay. And the lowest of student community are very expert in avoiding the Krishna consciousness movement. Oh. Means they are not actually, they are out of Krishna consciousness because they are avoiding. So that means they are deciding themselves not to be part of Hare Krishna. Therefore, the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot reach them. Oh, that's so sad. But what can you do? You cannot force them. Give them prasad.
It's like the next generation.
Is Mahaprabhu's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime is still going on? Yes. Adavadi sei lila kare gaurarai. Anugana bhagyavan jeev dekhivare pai. Oh, there is another verse. Adavadi Chaitanya says, Sab lila kare jar bhagya thagi si. Dekha ye nirantara. This is from Madhya Lila chapter Chaitanya Bhagavat 23.513. As yet, no one can completely see the opulences of all the pastime of Lord Chaitanya performed, because they are without limit in time and space. They are unlimited and eternal and still going on. Wow. Yeah. But you have to keep your eye open to see it. Okay, last question for today, and then we'll tell you one story. Is it possible that Lord Gauranga is the enjoyer of Rasa dance? Please listen very carefully. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat 15.28. Ei mata chapalla karena savasane sabe stri matra na dekhen vistare khane stri hena na porbe avatare sabane na kadila vikite samsare ataiva jato maha mahima sakale Gauranga nagar hena stavanahi bole. The Lord was apt to indulge in indiscriminate, merciful behavior towards all, except that he never looked at a woman, even by sidelong glance. It is known to all the world, he did not even allow the name of a woman to enter in his ear. Those who are his real devotee, therefore, never address Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a Gauranga Nagari, the enjoyer of women. Although all forms of praise are applicable to the Lord, the wise sing only what is in accordance with his nature. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I complete the questions. Until next week, I'll tell you a little story how Mahaprabhu did this. I'm sure you heard that before. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was going from with the blessing from Mother Sachi, in the meeting, Mother Sachi asked for two requests she had. While you are staying here for 10 days, you should allow me only to cook. What a typical mother affection. Mahaprabhu says, yes. And the second is, do not go too far. Stay nearby, like Puri. So she mentioned Puri. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, yes, mother, I will follow you. So these are the two. Then Mahaprabhu, after delivering all these Navadvipasi who came there, they cried and cried. Mahaprabhu's effulgence, sannyas form, was so captivating that everybody started crying just by seeing him. Why? Just like one moon reflect in every little pot of water. There's one moon in the sky, and that moon reflects in every pot of water. At night you can try, put 100 pot with water. When the moon is up, you'll see moon in everywhere. So Mahaprabhu's feeling from his heart was actually affecting to every heart of the attendees there. And they all got Krishna consciousness, Krishna praying. After Mahaprabhu delivered, then Mahaprabhu was followed by Mukunda, Nityananda Prabhu, the whole group. It's very interesting that how Mahaprabhu delivered. And Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says that Nityananda Prabhu tricked Mahaprabhu, but then he told also those coward boys, hey, when you see the sannyasi, he will ask for Vrindavan, tell him this way, not that way. It's completely lie, because Vrindavan is this way. So the coward boys has no clue. They just believe Nityananda Prabhu. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks, oh, the cows, Vrindavan, which way is Vrindavan? They said this way. Now, I'm not saying anybody should do it, but they lied, but they followed Nityananda Prabhu. So is it really lie? You know what Mahaprabhu did to those boys? He embraced them and gave them Krishna consciousness. They started crying for Krishna by lying. No, but it appeared like that. So Mahaprabhu then started walking. When he came to a point, he's sometime like right before, it's called Atharanala, a place, before you come to Jagannath Puri. You can see the chakra from that far. Mahaprabhu was so ecstatic in his experience, also distribution. Then at one point, Srila Bhakti Thakur says that he was thinking whether how this Krishna conscious movement will move, how people will take. Is it like only few people will get, not much, or how it will take place? So all of a sudden he restrained. He wanted to test it. Now all his associates, they kind of separated from him. He asked them, either you go first or I go first. We're not going to walk together. Because he's little angry with Nityananda Prabhu, he broke the danda. And Nityananda Prabhu broke the danda for our benefit. He was so merciful. There's a whole explanation another day, not today. So that time, Mahaprabhu ran and he came and he thought, nobody's here. There's a lonely man. So he went there. Now lonely man, I don't know if you, in India, if you saw, lonely man, washerman, they have a stick and they beat the cloth to get the dirt out. You know, little soap, water, and they beat the cloth like this. They don't have a machine. But nowadays, those days they did. So then Mahaprabhu stood there, and the lonely man, he kind of noticed there is a saffron cloth, and they have some idea who are the saffron cloth. They only come for money or ask for something. Mahaprabhu says, excuse me, Dobiwala, I need a little favor. I don't have a time. Well, I need to talk to you. I don't have a time. Can't you see I'm busy? I need to make my living. Can you imagine he's talking to the absolute truth, the supreme almighty Lord. But Mahaprabhu wanted to test it, if it works or not. So he's beating. He said, just at least say something. Say, no time to say anything or nothing. He said, okay. I will wash your clothes and you do something I want you to do. Then he go, why you want to wash? Oh, you're sannyasi. Why you want to wash my clothes? That's Sudra job. He said, just I will do it. Then he really felt bad. He said, okay, what do you want me to say? Say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Mahaprabhu folded hand. He said, just do one more time. That's all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Mahaprabhu walked away, and this man went crazy for chanting. He started chanting and dancing and chanting and dancing, rolling on the ground, fully awakened. The love is there inside. He just woke up, could not control. After some time, his wife came with the lunch. She saw from far. I never knew my husband knows how to dance. He never did the dance. And he sings. What's going on? As she came closer, she noticed that he's not looking at her. He said, what's going on? Must be ghost. So she got scared because he's not looking at her. He's just going like this and chanting, dancing, rocking on the ground, which he never saw. She never saw. So she immediately ran, left the lunch here, ran to the village and he begged to the leaders, please, my husband got hunted by ghosts. I need help right away because he completely doesn't recognize me. So immediately villagers gathered together. They brought big 4 macho guy, real strong. Said, we are coming. We're going to de-ghost him right now. They went there. So they are planning. Should we all jump on him? Because he's very wild. Look at him. He's like going like this, going like this. Haribol! He's going completely wild. This is a very bad ghost. It's not an ordinary ghost. So we need to maybe all 4 of us. Then one guy said, nah, I can handle it. He went there. He grabbed him. He said, Hare Krishna. He also said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He also went. Oh my God, ghost is too powerful. Now he hunted both. So other 3 says, okay, no more speculation. We better go together. So they all went and grabbed those 2. They also started Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By seeing this, all the villagers' men started coming, and the wife crying that nobody can cure. She touched his feet. She also Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. The entire village completely inundated with Krishna Pran. You know what Mahaprabhu did? He was sitting very far under a tree. He said, wow, this is I need. This will work. Mahaprabhu was so happy, he left. He was left. And then after this, of course, Nityananda Prabhu, they are passing by. Wow, the whole village is chanting. Definitely you went this way. So they traced Mahaprabhu. So this is how Mahaprabhu proved. So we should take advantage of it and really experience this ecstatic prema. What is blocking our prema? What is blocking? This is meant to be. Vishaya Charya Kabe Suddha Hoye Ma. I'm going to read something that I made a note of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beautiful conversation. That his own feeling. He said this mood will help us to be a recipient. Mercy is already there. We have Krishna Pran. Only need our consciousness to be recipient. That's all. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, O Lord of the universe, I only pray for spontaneous devotion to you without motive for any rewards. I want a natural serving attitude. Prema means affection, love. Prema means I shall serve you. This is the key. In remuneration, you must give me more of a tendency to serve you, more energy, more hankering to serve you. My affection for you will be enhanced and the inner interest will become capital, just as in the money lending business. In this way, a devotee prays to Krishna. I am serving you. If you want to pay me something, then give me more capital to increase my serving tendency so it may be more enhanced. Yeah. Isn't it beautiful?
It's wonderful.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Society ki jai. Krishna conscious devotee Vrinda ki jai. Prabhus and mothers ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Varun Prabhu, you had a question. Now I'm going to just say something. We're going to off after this discussion in 5 minutes, and we have another program already started. I'm just going to book up.
So I can turn off this.
You can close this. Yes, Prabhu. Go
No,
ahead.
I just wanted to ask, like